Ugh. I'm more shredded than I've ever been. Roided out of my titties, veinier than Johnny Sins. I've drank so much caffeine in the past hour. If you see news, local man found dead, heart exploded, watching the season finale of the Expanse, go ahead and unsub because I'm not going to make it to season 2. I've been doing my Kegels. I'm protomoleculed out the ass, ready to go. Knife under the prostitute's bed. Blood on Craigie Poo's desk. Possible murder. There's the kid floating around in space. Miller and Holden are radiated. Rest of the crew is trying to free the Rocinante. We got Dawes, maybe sold out the Scopuli and Julie Mel. I'm kind of leaning towards yes. First of all, how would he know that that tech even existed, right? And then second of all, how would he know exactly where the ship is going to be? And then third of all, maybe he put Julie on that ship specifically because he knew they were going to go against the little Mormon Illuminati, Quad. They draw attention to Julie saying, I sent you a bunch of messages, but you never came, right? Maybe that's important. Fifth of all, when Miller finds out Dawes' plan, he kind of just wants to yeet her out of existence. So maybe Dawes is like, well, I bamboozled him, but she's kind of like a loose end. I got to clean that up. And then the only other thing is we have the Black Ops team from Earth going to Lucius Fred Johnson Malfoy on Tycho. I think that's everything. And then Adam Jensen's like pushing crates and climbing around in vents and stuff, whatever he's doing on Eros. That's everything, I think. Dresden and his little team, they went to Halifax Station. Forgot the name. Halliburton Station. And that should be everything. Pretty sure that's everything. Leviathan wakes. Miller, Holden, and crew continue to fight their way to the Rocinante and off of Eros.
But I've been a copier for years. I can't even find my way through that maze.
Which is why the OPA uses them as smuggling routes on every station.
What? She was? Okay. Right, she knows. Okay, she knows that the OPA uses them as smuggling routes. She knows her way around them. You can infer from that she's an OPA, right? Which is what this scene is. This is going back to maybe they might have thought this earlier, and then specifically it got brought up in episode 2 or 3 on the Donager with Lopez interrogating him, saying she's OPA, and they didn't believe it, whatever. And that's what this, right? That's what this look is.
Take us with you, please.
I mean, what's your character sheet look like?
Please. We won't be any trouble.
These guys are gonna die. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. I mean, I know what I'm looking at here, but I'm not really sure what the colors signify. There's something different with those three.
First time anywhere.
Remember the cant in the background? That's a nice touch. It's pretty faded. Okay, then they focus on it. Okay, that's pretty nice. Even if they don't put it in focus, it's still nice to have that there.
Do you have children?
Not as far as I know.
Sooner or later, they disappoint you. Few are as fortunate.
Damn, man. Real? Look, man, some days I play classic WoW all day and do nothing else. All right? Just let me live my life, man.
She's gonna save us all.
Okay. So the scopuli, and again, I'm not sure Dawes' motivation truly, but the scopuli believed they were going to the Anubis to take the weapon away from the Anubis so it couldn't be used on the Belters. Maybe that's the protomolecule. Maybe it's the viral thing. Maybe something else. But the guy who's presumably working for them, the Shadow Mormon Jammer Illuminati, Dresden, is referring to presumably the same thing or a different thing. Not really sure. But instead of saying she's going to help us win the war, right? She's going to save us all. It's pretty important. I just don't know why. He's taking it a lot harder than Holden is.
Stay here, huh? Rot in a corner, whimper. Go ahead.
Maybe there's another way out of here. A conduit, something behind the walls. Look around.
And it's also kind of in character with him to, at least I think, it's also kind of in character with him to kind of just go with his gut. But Julie died. His reason for being died. His reason for changing. His reason for leaving Ceres and becoming a new man, right? Leaving the hat. And people in the comments are bringing up he isn't drinking, right? He's changing. Now that that's gone, in character for him, like who cares, right? It doesn't matter. He's kind of got a death wish in a way. Like, if we make it out of here, great. If we don't make it out of here, okay. I don't really care. I think that nicely ties together who he is now and then who he was earlier, like both sides of that character, I think.
Belters? You know what's up. You know the game's rigged. It's been rigged from the start. Always has been. You know?
And I think it's kind of telling that now he's referring to himself as a Belter. Because I think in the first episode, he's at the bar and he's talking to his partner, who I think is from Earth. And his partner's trying to fit in. And he's giving him tips on how to fit in. Oh, you'll never be mistaken for a Belter or one of us or something like that. And that one guy like lifts the back of his shirt down and says, or the partner asks him, what's your tell? Or like, what gives you away? And the one guy pulls the back of his shirt down and says like he had the worst chemicals or something, so his bones didn't fuse right, and try as you might, you're still one of us, something like that. So that's kind of nice, I think.
Yeah. Which one are you now?
Sorry, kid.
And I like how he sees her. All right, okay, so the bird, right? I like the idea, as I think it was, I think it's something else. I'm gonna get this part wrong, and I'm gonna get the animal wrong too. But like scientists or power plant people or something like that, like they would have rats. Someone's gonna know what I'm trying to say. Somebody uses animals because they're more attuned to the environment or the ozone or the chemical makeup of something. And if the animals start reacting, then they know before their sensors trigger that something's wrong. So I think it's extremely plausible that Ceres would have birds, and you could look at the birds and recognize, okay, is something going on with the air or with the mixture of the air, with the recycling of the air from the birds and the flight pattern and where they're migrating to, or whatever it may be. I'm not an ovarian specialist. Avian specialist. Oh my days. You'd be able to look at them and tell something's going on before the layman knew. But I think somehow along the way, that bird, that specific bird, represents some type of tethering to Holden, to Miller and Julie. I think showing the bird right before his phone rings, showing the bird right before something else happens, I think. Showing the bird for Julie right before Miller walks through with his hat, with his coat on, which is different than what he actually looks like. To me, there's something else there, whether it's completely supernatural or it's just a nice like storytelling trope to signify the difference in time and the difference in space, but there's something tying them together, whatever. All that to say, I like that he sees her with the coat. That's really the whole reason I started that. I like that he sees her with the red coat on and not like crystallized everywhere from the photo. Nice. I like the jackpot still going on from the background. It's the same thing with when they shoot the guy in the background. You have that everybody's a winner on Eros. That guy looks like Total Biscuit. We're fucked, aren't we? Yeah, we're kind of. It's real.
Of course, Christian, your investigation into the OPA smugglers was instrumental in uncovering all of this. And in fact, our people have been tracking those exact fusion drives for some time now. The entire report myself. You all right?
Well then, if that's the case, we warn Mars that they
Christian, your investigation into the OPA smugglers was instrumental in uncovering all of this. And in fact, our people have been tracking those exact fusion drives for some time now.
Okay, I'm getting a couple things here. This dude is being very shifty, like in his actual movement and the way he's sort of like looking around. It's painting him as very shifty. And then when they focus on him, it's saying something. I'm just not sure what. Is this guy on the take?
Several weeks. I just reviewed the entire report myself.
This shot of the camera going in there, right? And then she realizes something. But through the dialogue, I'm just not sure what. I reviewed the report. We've been investigating it for several weeks. Is it that he didn't say Craig was involved? It's like she knows he knows something, and he knows something because he's telling the audience he knows something by his mannerisms. And the only thing I can infer from that is that he's somehow involved with the Illuminati. I'm just not sure, like, just taking the dialogue as it, like, just reading through the dialogue, like, what is it he says that causes that to happen? Is it that he didn't talk about Craig being involved? They've been following it for 2 weeks, and Craig died yesterday, but he'd been working at the Bush Naval Shipyards for a couple weeks, because I think that's what his partner had said. But look, let's. Right, this is the third time I'm watching the scene.
Has found its way to Tycho Station.
Him like looking around like this. I don't think that's really in character for him. Before, when he would just very clearly dominate every conversation, he knew. It seemed like he knew exactly what he was going to say and how he was going to say it and where he was going to be. I don't think he ever did stuff like this.
Fred Johnson.
And then
Your
also,
investigation into the OPA smugglers was instrumental in uncovering all of this. And in fact, our people have been tracking those exact fusion drives for some time now.
this is all minor stuff, but I think this dude's on the take. The little swallow, and then the teeth clenched there.
For how long?
Several weeks.
And then very
Just to read the entire
specifically,
report myself.
this slow zoom in from underneath.
I'm sorry.
I don't really know, but
Frank's death has been a strain.
Frank. I thought his name was Craig. Frank's death has been a strain? I thought his name was Craig. Did I? Maybe I just totally messed up their names. Who the hell is Craig? Where did I get Craig from?
Holden.
Where did I get Craig? Where did I get Craig from? Where did I get Craig from?
Craig.
This guy is Craig. Okay. All right. Craig is this dude. Frank is the other guy. Okay.
We cracked down. Well then.
And like him looking there, like this dude's shifty. She knows he's being shifty. I know he's being shifty, but I don't know exactly what he's being shifty about. I mean, I can guess, but.
If that's the case.
And then she's like placating him with this thing. This is some 5D galaxy brain chess going on here, and I don't really know what's going on. But who knows? You know, maybe I'm making that all up too. I thought the one dude's name was Craig, so I'm not a reliable source. Yeah, he's just left his kid. Yeah, dude.
Take care of her.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be trying none of that.
Don't slow me down.
That dude's gotta die before the end of the episode. Right? Right? That dude's gotta die, dude. That's some Walder Frey type shit. Dude, I gotta get me a Baratinus gas jumpsuit for season 2. I'm trying to figure out why Holden doesn't seem to be as affected by the radiation as Miller is. I'm affected by the radiation right now. But they're not showing Holden coughing or vomiting or nauseous at all. And presumably they took the same drugs when they raided that little cabinet earlier. So, also, this coat looks horrendous to button up. Look at all those buttons. Oh my days. Holden was born on Earth. Miller was born on the belt. Maybe he's immune to it. Maybe he's more resistant to it. Maybe it didn't affect him. Maybe... I don't know why, but Holden doesn't have the same reaction that Miller's having when presumably they should. So that's important. I mean, it's a cool ass coat, but I wouldn't really imagine doing every single button. Oh. Oh. Well, these...
Oh, like Julie.
They're the White Walkers.
Find out who did.
And the kid is next to Alex, not the old guy. Or not her, you know. Daddy. Okay. You put energy into it, right? Maybe the same thing with the reactor.
You're lost.
Who the hell is that? Molly. Okay. And, yeah, he doesn't care about the kid at all. Alright, well, he got vommed on. Okay, so I think both of them look at each other because they had respect for each other when Amos called him out for the kid, but I also think they looked at each other because they... Well, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say because they know why people are irradiated, but only Holden and Miller know why people are irradiated. I was going to say maybe they know, you know, this guy's going to get infected, but they wouldn't know that.
Need you to come back
Oh,
with me.
no.
We can't stay here.
Oh no.
What was wrong with that lady?
Oh, okay. Thought she had some.
She was
She's gonna turn around and have something crazy wrong with her face. All units return to docks. But again, the scientist said she'll save us all, not she'll help us start the war. So, like, it's the same thing. I think it's the same thing as, like, Nilfgaard in The Witcher, where even if it's totally messed up, there's still a reason why they're invading and killing other people and sacrificing all the mages to get what they want, right? There's a reason why they're doing what they're doing. Maybe they just haven't explained that yet. Just like that. Just like that. Kill 2 people. I think... Hold on, let me listen to this again. I think that's like suffering _36.wave. I've heard that male cry. That one I've heard since Diablo 1. I've heard that when you're wandering around the dungeon, that whatever. I don't even know if the audio comes through that well here, but I'm listening to the Foley. I guess this wouldn't be Foley because it's already re-recorded. Yeah, I've heard that. This would be pre-recorded. It's not Foley, but there we go. There we go. He's not vomiting. It's not keeled over.
They tricked me. Come on, I almost got blasted getting out of that lobby too.
I'm a different man.
Saying something about help. Say something. Your life depends on it.
I was trying to see where he was going with that, but I think this is important because he's looking at Miller, and that scene where he's looking at Miller and cutting to the dead bodies, cuts to the face, cuts to the boots, cuts to his finger on the gun. Like, then he has to kill that one guy, or helps kill the one guy at the pachinko parlor at the Dave and Buster's before then. It's important. He's asking himself the question so he can ask the other person too. But, I mean, this guy's not reformed. Like, we know this guy's not reformed. It said Black Ops team cops won't respond. Like, in his little contact lens, miss me with this. My man. Proud of you, kid. Same sound effect. We're gonna get a little messy here. That's kind of it's like a theme in this episode. Like life and children and longevity kind of. Julie gets brought up. The kid in the sewers. Holden and Kenzo on both sides of the family coin. I have a wife, I have a kid. Holden fills in the blank there. Them talking about their son here.
Frank knew those drives were stolen. He didn't commit suicide.
Woo! Well, showed his gun for a reason.
I think he might have been infected.
Okay. So the only little issue I have with that is what I said when it actually happened. In character for those people, they would have seen, I don't even think this guy has seen Julie. So this squad goes to one of the lockers. They try to push past. The guards start shooting at the civilians. They return fire. And that's it, right? Then they try to figure a way out. They go down into the docks. Miller and Holden are the two that open the door because they have the CPM guard. They see all the people there. They get hit with the radiation. They find out once they open that other door that it's the same infection that Julie had because they see the crystals on the new people. They get radiated from the first one, so they know something shady going on here. They have to take medicine to keep going. I don't know if these people would really know what's going on. Like, would they actually know it's a viral outbreak, or would they just know from what information they've been getting? I'll have to go back and check on the other one, but I think they just know, hey, a ship blew up at the docks. We need to get to the docks to make sure the Rocinante is okay so we can leave. I don't know if they actually know about the infection or how it spreads or anything like that. Right? They do this. They get pulled there. He hasn't even gone upstairs yet. Right. They've seen the crystals on the Anubis, but they wouldn't know. That doesn't necessarily mean they know it's infectious.
Eros station has experienced a radiation hazard breach.
Okay. Okay, fine, sure. Radiation hazard breach. They're here. They hear this announcement. Sure, that's fine. Okay. I'm just trying to think to make sure I cover all my bases, but I think that works. Radiation hazard. Someone starts coughing. There's a dead person who's leaking fluid onto another guy. It got on his clothes, right? But they wanted to kill him anyway. Okay, yeah. All right, I don't have a problem with that.
We're better off.
They know what's up.
Elevator's more of a run, but less people to shoot through.
He just wants to kill. Miller just wants to murk people. He wants to punish people. He mentions that earlier too. There's less people to shoot or something like that. He says something like that earlier on too, right? He's got a death wish. And this is kind of cool because it's putting Naomi in charge of the remaining crew here. And this is kind of harkening back to the scene of her and Holden on Tycho at the club where they're taking shots. And she asks him, why did you come back? And Holden replies, I can't remember what he replies, but he asks her the same thing, like, would you come back? And she kind of jokes it off. With all that gunfire, I don't know about that. So this is kind of harkening back to that thing, which is kind of nice.
We owe Holden.
I don't want some of goddamn thing.
Whoa, bro, you can't be doing that, dude. Amos.
Shooting
Amos.
is not gonna get you out.
Whoa.
Amos.
You stand by to drive us out of here.
Alex, you don't do it.
Amos, fire up those consoles.
Huh. The little eye twitch there was really nice. Okay. A little reluctance there.
You don't think I'll shoot?
Okay. All right. I was trying to for a second I was trying to figure out, okay, why would he really turn against Naomi? Does that make sense? Maybe something happened in the tunnels to make him loyal to Sematimba with that one guy. Maybe he thinks it's still the right thing to do. I don't really see him turning against Naomi. Why is he like, this guy do that? And then he just shoots him. I'm like, okay, that's in character. I'd agree with that. We just watched that again. That's pretty cool. All right, I gotta kill you now.
You don't think I'll shoot?
Oh, and this, no one else is gonna care about this, but I do, because I do this like almost every day.
You don't think I'll shoot?
Okay, look at the blood spatter and how it moves on the coat, right? It's moving left and right on the coat because it's not keyframed like specifically to everything. No one really cares about that, but I notice it because I have to do this all day. Who gives a shit? This is 5 years ago. Doesn't matter. Dude, Amos might be my favorite character now.
Now hold this line, big man.
Okay, that's a good line. That's I mean, it's a good line. It's a good. It's something that's not. That's a nice thing to have a character say.
This ain't gonna let us out, man. We just meet for the machine. Hey, we're just like we're gonna rise up.
Whoa! Jeez! This guy's a human shield. I love it. This guy knows what's up. He knows they're not one of him.
He had it coming. It's a long story.
Okay. It's clear that guy recognized Miller, but he still needed to go along with that to get everybody riled up. And I thought it was... I guess it's the same thing with Amos. I thought, oh, that's a little out of character for him to hold the door open, but maybe this is a way to tie Holden and Miller like together a little more, because Holden would definitely save that guy if given the chance, right? He was willing to let his own crew die to save the Martians. He wouldn't have pulled the trigger on any of them, I don't think, but on either Amos or the Martians. But having Holden then kill the guy, it's a long story. I mean, maybe it's completely justified, but I think it's kind of cool. It's almost like the Joker and Batman having to work together to defeat another enemy, right? It's like in Metal, that series where at the end they have to, at the end both of them fight the man who laughs. The two completely different people, but they have to work together. None of them like how the other person operates. But Holden wouldn't have made it this far without Miller. Miller wouldn't have made it this far without Holden. Miller kind of views Holden as like dead weight. Oh, I would have killed that spy for selling me out. I'm proud of you for like running him off. That's what I would have done. But you probably should have just killed that guy, because now he's gonna come back later and do something else, whatever. Holden is losing his mind with how much Miller's killing people and kind of forcing him to be an accomplice to it too. I think that's kind of cool to have both of those characters having to work together. I also want to see something here. Yeah, he knows who that is. He knows who that is. Okay, so Holden... I was actually going to look back to see if Holden ever fires his gun. But he does grab a guy as a human shield. And he does shoot. Looks like he kills that... Oh, no, that's Miller. Holden has this guy. His dude gets shot like in the collarbone. And it cuts to this guy falling, so I guess it's implied that he's... I was looking back to see... That'd be kind of cool if Holden never fires his gun, right? It's frantic and maybe you would never notice it, but that could be kind of in character if Holden never actually fired the gun. But then he runs with that one dude as a human shield, and then he killed... I think maybe this is the second dude he's killed, but...
It's beautiful. You guys look like shit.
Just gonna see Sematima shot in the back.
Right. I'll deal with it.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Roasting on tape. Ooh. There's another ship. There's another ship that got out of there. Little stealthy poo. Little stealthy poo. What? This thing is gonna eat the whole station. What the? Give me a second. Oh, the book titles in this sense are cryptic names. In the first, it refers to the once dormant and powerful alien virus. So this thing is sentient. It's copied this guy. It looks quizzical at him, right? Some Terminator 2 type ish. It gets inside of him. You see it go in the mouth, and these tendrils just grab him. And then it's taken over the whole... Yeah, we have to let it learn. You put enough of the people together, or you spread enough of this, give it enough power, right? When they turned the reactor on, then it started to power up. When they put that device on Julie, it looked like it was, powering up. It's going Super Saiyan. There's enough of it on Eros. All those people in all those rooms have it. And just it gets to eat an entire station. Okay. All right. Kid floating in space. The knife from episode 1, season 1. I'm hanging on to that till the end of time, and no one can tell me different. Craigie poo. Frankie poo. My bad. I was right. That's pretty obvious. There's blood. The politician dude who I like is a bad guy. Mao has whatever. All those people are going to be like Game of Thronesing each other. Maybe in season 2, which is going to be pretty cool. Amos might be my favorite character. I like how he just tells him, I shot him. I think that's totally in character. I love how all they play throughout the entirety of the credits is just the little firefly type noise. I like how Amos just straight up tells him, yeah, I shot him. And nothing else. No backstory, no he was threatening, whatever. Just because I think that's completely in his character too. Yeah, I shot him. And then he's going back to whatever he's doing. The Rocinante shed all of the gas hauler stuff. So now they're sort of... anyone would look at them and know exactly what they are. So I don't know where they go. They can't really... Can they go back to Tycho? I don't know. Do they go somewhere else? I'm presuming they're going to chase after the bad guys. Alex says, I think we got a lock on the bad guys. You got the Black Ops team heading to Lucius Fred Johnson Malfoy. We all knew that one dad was going to die. The girl, whatever, presumably is dead. They saved a couple people. There's a couple people like below deck on the Rocinante. And then another thing I guess is interesting is it infected Julie. It infected all of those people, but it chose to grab Kenzo in a unique way. Right? It didn't just infect him like it did anybody else. I mean, it looked like he clearly came across it at a different point in its evolution or something, but it did something different to Kenzo. Or maybe it's just showing, hey, this is how big the thing is, whatever. But it looked like a different type of thing. Maybe because it's on stage 2 or something, level 4. All the main characters are still there. We didn't have a single scene with Fred Johnson. And you can't really take anything the politician guy says at face value, especially if he's working with Mao, which I think he is. You can't really take it on face value that all of that stealth tech made its way to Tycho Station. I like the juxtaposition between Miller and Holden, which I pointed that out as we went through that. I liked kind of the theme of this episode, which was, I don't even know the one word to boil it down to, so maybe I don't clearly know exactly what it is, but they bring up children like 3 or 4 times, so I think it's pretty important for this episode. When they did the scan on Holden, they're radiated, but they're not infectious. It didn't look like. They're radiated, but they're not infectious. And the Rocinante presumably has the medications for them. I liked it. Yeah. And I mean, oh Jesus, I'm like stumbling over words. And you introduce a lot of new threads to go to in the next season. Contention between the crew still, Miller and Amos. Now you've added a couple belters in the decks with which you can do stuff with them. Kenzo, maybe he's important. Maybe he just dies to show how, you know, that the thing is growing, or maybe he becomes like a weird avatar for it. I don't know. Miller and Holden also, not only Miller and the crew. Miller is seeing flashbacks of Julie now, which I think is kind of cool, in the same way that, you know, they're tied together somehow. I thought, which I also pointed out, I think maybe it's significant that Holden doesn't appear to be affected as much as Miller is by the virus. So that's maybe important. A lot happened, but I liked it all. I'm excited for see. A lot happened, but I liked it all. I liked that the few times I felt, that's a little out of character, right? Would he really hold the door open for the elevator? Oh, okay. Okay, I got it. Is Amos really going to take orders from this guy? What actually happened? Is there some more backstory here? Okay, I got it. I like that. Naomi had growth. I'm just kind of rambling here. Naomi had growth, waiting for Holden, going back to them on Tycho Station. Yeah, I liked it. I'm excited for season 2. I feel like they stuck the landing here. I don't have any issues with it. All the plot threads, except for the knife. I'm going to hang on to that knife. All the plot threads seem important, and they followed through on all of them. All the characters had a lot of screen time and development. You've introduced new characters. You've shown backstory to those new characters. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I think my favorite episode is still probably whichever one it was, 5 or 6 or something. One of the ones where I was like, there's no fighting here, they're just talking. I think that was still my favorite episode. But man, this is really good. I'm not saying anything people don't already know. This is really good. I'm excited for season 2. All right, and now I'm 100% just rambling. Okay, I'm going to end this video. I like this. I hope you guys liked it too. I'm assuming this is not the first time you've watched all this stuff, but yeah, we'll get to season 2 shortly. Okay, bye. I'm stuck in a daze for a little bit, just process everything, but bye.